Hey there, my name is Joe Poliak, San Francisco Bay Area real estate agent with Rise Homes. I make videos like this for people like you who might be thinking about buying or selling real estate, or if you're just looking for some more information about what's happening in the San Francisco Bay Area real estate market. This video is a market update for San Francisco where we're looking at the data for January 2024 compared to January 2023. Okay, let's start with single family home data. So the number of new listings that hit the market in January 2023 was 168, and that number January 2024 is 184. So an increase of 9.5% year over year. Pending sales last year was 87. This year that number is 115. So that's an increase of 32.2% year over year. And the number of sold listings last year was 100 and this year was 91. So that's a decrease of 9% year over year. The median sales price for single family homes last year was $1,367,000. This year that number is $1,575,000. So that's an increase of 15.2% year over year. Average sales price last year was $1,811,000 and this year that number is $2,245,000, an increase of 24% year over year. Okay, so let's pause there for a second. So what's happening at the beginning of the year for 2024? Well, basically we're seeing the number of new listings hitting the market has gone up and the number of homes that have accepted an offer, so pending sales, has significantly gone up, but the number of homes that sold is down. So inventory levels still low. And in fact, if I actually jump a little bit forward, the number of active listings last year, January 2024, was 260. That number this year is 196. So that's a decrease of 24.6%. So this low inventory levels for single family homes, coupled with interest rates starting to come down a bit from their peak in about mid-October, equals significant price increases year over year. Now, we're still not at the prices that we were at the peak, maybe in the March, April, May 2022 timeframe, but we're basically caught up to the middle to latter half of 2021. Prices have come back up and the market is still on fire. Days on market was 50 in January 2023. And January 2024, that number is 58. The percentage of properties that sold over their list price last year was 44%, and that number is 50.5% this year. On average, homes sold for 3.2% over their asking price last year, and this year that number is 4.6%. And lastly, months of inventory last year was 1.3, and this year that number is 1.2. So all in all, we're still in a hot seller's market. Prices have been increasing and actually rather significantly year over year. And all in all, inventory levels are still really low. So let's see how this progresses over the year. So let's jump into condos, co-ops, TICs. The number of new listings January 2023 was 342. That number January 2024 was 346. Number of pending sales last year, 123. This year, that number is 181. So that's an increase of 47.2% year over year. So let's just pause there and talk about that. The number of pending sales is up almost 50% year over year. The condo TIC co-op market has been pretty stagnant and actually in kind of rough shape because a big proportion of the condos, TICs, co-ops are located in kind of the business center, in that maybe Soma, South Beach, downtown, close to Financial District, North Beach, maybe like Mission even area. That's where a lot of the major percentage of all these condos are. A lot of those areas have been depressed for condos, TICs, co-ops in recent years because of the pandemic, because of the work from home trend. Because that trend is reversing pretty rapidly, in my opinion, I'm seeing most people having to go back into the office at least 3 days a week, if not many, are required to come into the office in person 5 days a week, even jobs that can be done remotely. We are seeing a lot of these condos that have been on the market selling and going into contract, and just more activity happening in this market. So let's move on. The number of sold listings last year, 105. This year, that number is 114. So that's an increase of 8.6% year over year. Last year, median sales price was $1 million. This year, that number is $1,087,000. So that's an increase of 8.7% year over year. Average sales price last year was $1,264,000, and this year that number is $1,440,000. $5,000. So that's an increase of 14.3% year over year. Last year's days on market was 87. This year, that number is 86. The number of active listings last year was 653. And this year, that number is 559. So that's a decrease of 14.4% year over year. Now, we are not in a low inventory environment here for condos, co-ops, TACs in the city of San Francisco. However, we are starting to see, and we have been seeing this trend for the last year or so, the inventory levels that were incredibly high after the pandemic hit, we are seeing that inventory level has been being chipped away at and has consistently gone down month after month after month after month. The percentage of properties that sold over their asking price last year was 19%. This year, that number is 19.3%. Last year, the percentage that homes sold in relation to their list price was 97.9%. This year, our number is 96.7%. So homes are still, on average, a lot of these condos, TAC co-ops, on average, are still selling below asking price. And lastly, months of inventory last year was 2.7. This year, that number is 3.0. So again, although we are not seeing the insanely low inventory levels or the super hot sellers market in condos, TACs, co-ops as we are in single family homes, we are still seeing inventory levels are being chipped away at, are being taken out. And if demand continues to increase because people have to come back, if the streets and kind of the reputation of San Francisco's downtown and kind of SoMa and that whole area improves and things improve and people want to go back living there and businesses come back and things improve and more office space starts getting utilized as well, then I do see demand increasing and chipping away at that supply. So let's see what happens over the coming years. Again, I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it informative. If you did, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and make sure to comment, leave any feedback, ask any questions. I answer all of these myself. Happy to answer your questions. And of course, if you're thinking about buying or selling real estate, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks again.